here. I know it's kind of hard to tell. I kind of like when I'm doing this stuff. Sometimes I like doing it the long ways because it's a little bit easier to see and you don't cut my head off. All right, what I'm making today is it's kind of like go small or go home, right? Okay, so I'll show you. I'm taking a piece that's like this. It's 5/8 by 5/8. All right. See what you can make out of this. Now, I've been making small things. Last night I was at a Christmas party. It was actually my wood turners Christmas party. My once a year. Great bunch of guys. I learned a lot from them, and can't say enough about it. The Windy City Turners. If anybody want to know, it's the Windy City Turners. And anyway, one of the ladies, we had gifts exchange, Secret Santa stuff and all that kind of stuff. Everybody does that, right? Okay, so here's as the story goes. All right, I'll just do this a little bit. I made some ornaments for trees and for stands and stuff, but the one lady, Marie, she came in with a necklace with a Christmas tree on it. I go, that's small. And I go, I'm always trying to challenge myself. It's kind of get bored with doing the bowls. And I've yet to get one that I really like that pops. I don't know. There's like an aura around me sometimes with this. But anyway, I'm going to show you here. So, as the story goes. Okay, so I made 4 of these so far. So this one's made out of red oak. This one's made out of red oak too, out of the same thing. This one's made out of wood, and this one's spalted maple. So now they're all within 2 inches or smaller. Can I make them smaller? I believe this is probably the smallest one I've made so far. They're all about the same. They're all about 5/8, half inch. This one's a little bit wider, but this one's about a half inch. Well, I'm going to try and make something as small as I can get it. Now, the key is a piece of wood. I like to use hardwood because the softwood has a tendency to burr up a little bit. Even with sharp tools, you can, and it goes real quick. A little bit too soft. So this is, like I said, this is 5/8 by 5/8. Easy. Red oak. It's strips of wood. I don't get rid of my scraps too often. So there you go. So I'm going to do this. Now, I tell people when I'm showing people how to use this stuff. Right. And this is my chuck, by the way. It's a Barracuda 2. Me too. Now I can just do spindle to spindle if I put the spindle back on here, the drive shaft, but it's a little bit easier if I do this. Now I want to set this up. Now this is my CI4. I think I want to go down a little bit further. This thing is picky, okay, just so you know. So a couple of things to be aware of. Number one, you got the chuck here, so you don't want to get too close and get wrapped up and screw up and cause an injury or something. So usually I'll go about here. Number two is make sure that your points on here are a little bit sharp. I did change this. The one thing I like about these carbide tips is you can flip them over. They're not cheap, but this one here is like 65, 70 bucks just for this whole thing. Now I might make my own tools eventually. Getting the right steel is kind of, so I use this, and then I use this one. So I basically use these two. Now I've used on occasion this one. But this needs to be sharpened, and for what I'm doing it for, I don't need it. Now, the challenge with me is, okay, I like to challenge myself to do it. Let's see how far I can go with this. Now, face mask, I don't have a regular face mask right now. I have this face shield to keep me safe. Something come off. Because it might, you never know. Now, normally with bigger stock, I'll cut the corners off. But because I'm doing really small stuff, I don't normally run that kind of size through a saw. It's dumb. Safety. Now, the idea is to get this as cylindrical as possible. Now, see how small it is? It's like a dowel run, right? I've been doweled. I've been doweled. Okay, so that is probably... Can't read it there. 5/8. Okay, so now, here's what I'm going to do. I want to go smaller. Yeah, this could be scary. So I'm going to do a couple of things first. I want to use what I was just using on there, but you got to be careful how far you go down and how you do it because it has a tendency to chip out. So I'm running at 1,000 RPM too. So. Now I'm gonna double check my chuck, make sure. Felt like it was a little loose. All right, I got my chuck. It's tight. This I'm not worried about. So now comes the fun part. I gotta taper this whole thing down. This is gonna be tricky because of the tools I'm using. Now I could use the CI4 that I showed you. But it leaves rings, and I'm trying to make it smooth as possible. So, do I use a regular bowl gouge? I don't use a bowl gouge when I'm doing it this small because it takes off so much real quick. So, I'm using this one. It's an HMS or HSS M2 5/8. Now here it gets tricky. Okay, to all those people watching or not watching. This thing puts pretty good sized grooves in there, but you don't want to use too much pressure on it. So now that's the smallest piece I've ever made. It's the smallest piece I've ever made. Now there's two things I want to show to you. One is you got to be so gentle. This stuff will chunk out. This will chunk out. There are pieces in it. So you got to be really, really careful. And usually when I tell people really, really careful, it means just barely touch it, you know. It's kind of like the dentist in your mouth thing. Like, don't touch me. You know, they get in your mouth and they're clown. Then I could push myself probably to go smaller. Problem is, I'm just seeing it. I could probably put this on my end cage. I love doing this stuff. Hey, okay, so to you word turners out there, I challenge you to make something small. See if you can copy what I just did. I'm sure a lot of you probably could. Well, let's see how far you can go. How far can you go? Now I'm gonna see the reason I say this. You could make all kinds of Christmas trees and snowmen. I'm gonna probably make a snowman next, like this, and it's simple. I mean, it's not a big deal. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Just so you know, people out there, this is a coping saw. Feel like Geppetto. That is the smallest I've ever made it. Anything. It is 1 3/4. 1 7/8 by. This thing doesn't. I hate these new ones. You know, stupid things. 1 2 3/8. 1 7/8 by 3/8. How's that? So now that's pretty easy. It's actually not bad. What with me, okay, I'm talking my experience. My experience level is actually, I think it's better since I'm practicing in small stuff. But once you get to a certain point in stuff, turning, you could just make just about anything. Now, what I've done here is I always tell people if you're going to start out turning, you take a couple scraps of wood. I mean, you can take stuff like this and turn it. I mean, there's wood laying around everywhere, guys. I mean, dumpster dive. If you're not afraid to dumpster dive, you can go to this contractor site and find all these houses they're building stuff. Get some 2x4s, cut them in half. You know, you can do that kind of stuff. Like this one. I got this today, actually, or yesterday. I was building something. This is just pine, 1x6. You can make something out of that. You can practice on it and see how far you can go. I could probably make something smaller than I just did. It's just wide open. Now, if you wanted to make a snowman or a Christmas tree or ornaments, I've been making Christmas tree ornaments. So it's kind of fun. But, you know, it's like anything else. You know, what do you do for a challenge? Hang on a second. I'm going to cut this off real quick. Shoot. Okay, so if you want to get brave, you can always do something crazy. Watch how I do this. It's actually not a big deal. I think I'll find out what did I do with it? I have one person watching. Bummer. It's a total bummer. Okay, I'm going to use the chuck. A lot of times I'll use this thing. You know, I'll put that in here. I'll take this off and I'll put that in the center. But today we're doing something different. Now, there's probably guys out there that know how to turn, probably better than me, but I kind of do my things a little bit different than other people, so. And that's the thing about turning. It's kind of like running track. You can do your own thing. If I was teaching class, I'd say, okay, the object of the game is to make this, and you make it. I don't care how it gets done, just do it within reason, all right? Okay, so there's a problem right here, right? But that's not going to matter because I'm probably going to do this bit. We'll see what happens. The only thing with pine is it's soft wood and it tends to have a lot of like weak spots in it. Weak! Okay, so now I might make, I don't know, maybe I'll do another Christmas tree and see what happens. See how far I can go. Now, the problem with pine is this. It's splintering. It's a pain. Sometimes it just doesn't work. We'll try it anyway. So it might be a lost cause of trying. I'm going to try something different here. So this is why I don't, when I want to get fancy, this is why I don't like to use pine, but it'll work. Hang on a second here. I usually do this for demonstration purposes. You see that, how it broke there, right? Yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. You know, it's not worth it. Anyway. Weak. Trash. So, this is the reason why I like this stuff. Now, the idea is to get stuff that's shorter. So, I like to cut them so they're shorter. Okay, so this is much easier to deal with. This is a little bit harder wood. Mahogany. Mahogany. Ah, you're mahogany. Okay, so again, this is where I like to center it though before I do anything. My wing dinger. Okay, so now I'm going to come back again, use the other one. Actually, I can go down a little bit. Now I've got this to where I want it. Pretty much. What I'm going to do is sand it. Sand it, sand it. Okay, so the object of the game, now, I was making Christmas trees, and I'm thinking to stick with that, but how low can I go? How small can I go? So I'll make it even smaller than the other one. Getting dough. Getting dough. I'm gonna have to use this. Take it off. Take it off. Man, you can tell this sucker's getting cold. Getting dull. Maybe. This is where it might get a little tricky. A little tricky. try to get it as close as I can. Now, before I go any further, I want to sand this down a little bit so I can put a groove on it. A groove! Groovy, baby. Now the trick is you can make it smaller here, but I don't want to do that yet. Not until I get my grooves in there. Okay, so you got the groove. I got the groove. Okay, here we go. Now, the only thing you have to worry about is these chunking out. So, what you do is you stop and you check it. If it looks like it's chunking out, start over. That's pretty cool, ain't it? I'm going to do 400, baby. I'm going to do 400. 400. 400. Going once. 400 going twice. Go on. So, hey, I see one guy popping in and out. What's up with that? I'm thinking about putting this thing on my train set. That might be kind of cool, right? Now this is mahogany. It's a softwood, but it's easy to maneuver. So, okay, so now this one I'm going to put my lands on there. My land, your land, everybody's land. Okay, so I'm going to try putting some of this stuff on there. Nobody's answering. God knows. Wow. Okay, so what I got to do, I don't even know this stuff is good anymore. We shall see. This stuff I haven't used this stuff in a while, so yeah, in a while. But it might be so frozen on here I want to move. This is why I hate keeping stuff. You know, it's just the pain in the butt. Some of this stuff, you know, it's like regular paint. You know, house paint, same thing. After a year, get rid of it. Hey, when I used to be in construction, that's the first thing I tell people. I said, if anything's over a year old, like paint, it doesn't work. Because your house fades. And, okay, so this stuff is friction polish. So I'm going to be turning it. Forgot to bring my towels down here. Darn it. Okay, so we're going to turn it. I used to use this stuff all the time. The idea is to get it hot. Okay, I'm going to put the cap back on this so I don't have any spillage. So that right there is with the trunk, it's 1 3/4 and 1/2 inch thick. I could probably use that on my, what do you guys think? So, idea with this is to make it and have fun with it. Don't worry about it. I used the pine earlier in the demo, and I didn't like how it was, so I stopped it and used this instead. Harder woods are a lot more fun, and in my opinion, they're easier. You don't have to worry about when you make your rings that it chunks out. And I bet you I could go smaller than that, but I'm not going to. I think that's about as small as I'm going to go. So, now this would make a good pendant if you get the right hooks. Anyway, get them. Okay, say I'm gonna go take off and do something else. I'm gonna work in the train room tonight. I'm gonna be doing that later on. So anyway, thanks for watching the Dutchman's Wood Shack. And as I say, if you're not making sawdust, you're not being creative. So get with the program. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Festivus, Hanukkah, whatever else you want to call it. God bless America. God bless you. Have a great weekend.